The ultimate community manager job description. A community manager is responsible for building relationships between brands and their customers. Learn what they do and why it matters. Community managers are in charge of building relationships between brands and consumers. They're often tasked with creating content that engages users on social media platforms, and they also manage customer service inquiries. How create engaging content? Community managers should be able to create engaging content that will keep users coming back for more. This means being creative and thinking outside the box when it comes to how you communicate with your audience. It's not enough to simply post links to your website, you need to make sure that those links lead to relevant content. Community managers should be able to create engaging content that keeps people interested in following them. This means being creative and thinking outside the box when coming up with ideas for posts. It's also helpful to think about how you can use humor to engage your followers. Creating engaging content is one of the main responsibilities of a community manager. This means posting interesting articles, answering questions, and sharing helpful tips. It's also important to make sure that the content you share is relevant to your followers. Community managers should be able to communicate effectively through written and verbal communication. This includes being able to write well, speak clearly, and use appropriate language. It's also important to understand how to build trust with people online. Creating engaging content is one of the main responsibilities of a community manager. This includes posting regularly on social media channels, responding to comments, and monitoring conversations. It's also important to make sure that the brand's voice is heard through the content posted by the community manager. Creating engaging content isn't just about writing compelling copy, it's about understanding how people think and act online. It's about knowing who your audience is and what motivates them. It's about being able to tell a story through images and video. And it's about having an eye for detail. Community managers should be able to create engaging content that resonates with their audiences. This includes posting regular updates, responding to comments, and sharing relevant news stories. Community managers should be able to write compelling copy that will engage audiences. They need to be able to understand how people use different social networks and how to reach them there. Tips for the community manager to create engaging content. The community manager is responsible for creating content that will engage the community and encourage interaction. This can be a daunting task, but there are some tips that can help make the process easier. 1. Know your audience. It is important to know who you are creating content for. What are their interests? What kind of language do they use? What is the best way to reach them? Knowing your audience will help you create content that they will find interesting and engaging. 2. Plan ahead. Planning ahead will help you stay organized and on track. Create a content calendar and schedule out what you will be posting and when. This will help you make sure you are always creating fresh content and that you are not repeating yourself. 3. Be creative. When it comes to content, there is no such thing as a one-size-fits-all approach. Be creative and try to come up with new and interesting ways to engage your community. 4. Be responsive. One of the best ways to engage your community is to be responsive to their comments and questions. Show that you are listening and that you care about what they have to say. 5. Encourage interaction. Create content that encourages interaction and participation from the community. Ask questions, start discussions, and get people involved. Creating engaging content can be a challenge, but following these tips will help you create content that your community will love.